Another guy who's just been forgotten, and that's Ryan Tannehill. Now, these are super flex values, so a little bit different. In one QB, I'd be fine getting Tannehill either, just because he actually still has a little bit of rushing upside. It's not what it was a few years ago, but we're talking about 14-round pick, QB35. He's basically forgotten about. He's throwing in deals. Go get him added on, because I know people love Will Levis and they loved what's face last year, but Ryan Tannehill is going to be the starter in Tennessee this year. And it's beginning towards the end. We have a short window with him, but again, these are contenders. Like, this is on your timeline, right? So go spend a 3rd-round pick. Go get Ryan Tannehill. He's not a bad player at all. Like, he was still pretty good last year. His fantasy points per game did drop, but he still had a 65% completion percentage. Like, he was solid. His air yards per attempt were top 9 in the league. His yards per attempt were top 5. So he was pushing the ball downfield at 7.8 yards per attempt. The thing with Tannehill is he's just an efficient player. Like, that's what he's always been. They're not going to pass a lot, but he's still going to give you a bit of rushing. So I don't see the downside with Tannehill's cost realistically. Like, he had 34 carries last year. He didn't play the entire season. He missed some games, so we would bump that up a little bit, but it's like 3 carries a game. That's a little boost is what he gives you. And he had 8 rushing yards per game last year, right? So he's going to give you between like 15, 25 yards per game realistically in that range. And if he does, guess what? That's a couple points to boost up his floor. And if the offense takes a step forward, which they entirely could, like, you're talking about a cheap QB2 and Superflex, or realistically like a QB3 is a much more realistic range for him. But he's just going to give you points. Like, he's been a productive QB for a while now, like going on 4 or 5 years. So I don't mind his cost at all. If you are competitive at all, just go get Tannehill. He's a cheap guy.